What if Earth were hit by a planet-killer asteroid? Imagine this. You're standing outside on a clear, peaceful evening, staring up at the stars. It's one of those nights where everything feels still and infinite. Suddenly, your gaze catches a bright streak in the sky. At first, it looks like a shooting star. But this one doesn't fade away. It gets brighter, larger. Its fiery glow intensifies with each passing second. You check the news, and the headlines scream in all caps. Asteroid approaching Earth, impact in 6 months. Fear spreads across the globe as scientists confirm the unthinkable. A planet-killer asteroid over 10 kilometers wide is on a direct collision course with Earth. What would happen next? Could humanity survive? Would governments fight back? Or would we all face extinction together? Let's walk through this terrifying scenario and discover the chilling reality of what a planet-killer asteroid could mean for all of us. First, let's understand what we're dealing with. A planet-killer asteroid is no ordinary space rock. These massive objects are typically at least 10 kilometers in diameter, about the size of Mount Everest. They can travel at speeds of up to 70,000 kilometers per hour, carrying enough kinetic energy to obliterate a continent and change the course of life on Earth forever. To grasp their power, let's look back 66 million years. That's when the Chicxulub asteroid struck Earth near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. Measuring 10 to 15 kilometers across, it triggered a mass extinction event that wiped out 75% of all species, including the dinosaurs. The asteroid released energy equivalent to 10 billion nuclear bombs detonated simultaneously. Now imagine an asteroid even larger, 15 kilometers wide, hurtling toward Earth. It's moving faster, it's more destructive, and it's heading directly for us. The odds of an asteroid this size striking Earth are low, about once every 100 million years, but they're not zero. And if it happens, the consequences would be beyond anything humanity has ever faced. Now, let's start the clock. 6 months before impact, astronomers monitoring the skies detect an asteroid on a collision course with Earth. They calculate its size, speed, and trajectory, and the results are devastating. Impact is certain, and the asteroid is large enough to cause global catastrophe. The first public reaction is disbelief. People dismiss it as a hoax, a sensationalized media stunt. But as the news spreads and scientists provide undeniable proof, panic sets in. Governments declare states of emergency. World leaders convene urgent meetings. The United Nations issues a global call to action. But here's the cold, hard truth. 6 months is not enough time. Missions like NASA's DART, which successfully deflected a small asteroid in 2022, took years of planning. And while smaller asteroids can sometimes be diverted, a planet killer this size is virtually unstoppable with current technology. As the asteroid continues its approach, it becomes a visible object in the night sky, a glowing, fiery dot growing larger with each passing day. Scientists refine their predictions and pinpoint the impact zone. The asteroid is expected to strike somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, just off the western coast of South America. Mass evacuations begin, but they're chaotic and uneven. Coastal cities like Los Angeles, Lima, and Tokyo are emptied as millions flee inland. Highways clog with traffic, airports overflow with desperate travelers, and tempers flare as resources dwindle. Meanwhile, the wealthy retreat to private bunkers deep underground, while the rest of the population scrambles for safety in overcrowded shelters. Religious leaders call for prayers, while conspiracy theorists spread misinformation, claiming the asteroid isn't real or that secret technologies can save us. In the midst of the chaos, one thing is certain: the asteroid is coming, and there is nowhere to hide. As time moves along and reaches the final 24 hours, the asteroid is no longer just visible, it dominates the sky. By now its fiery glow outshines the sun, casting an eerie orange light over the planet. The air itself feels different, charged with tension as people brace for the inevitable. Scientists estimate the asteroid will strike with the force of 100 million megatons of TNT. To put that into perspective, that's more energy than all the nuclear weapons ever detonated in human history, multiplied by 1,000. Emergency broadcasts warn of the impending collision. Sirens blare across cities. For those near the predicted impact zone, the air grows unbearably hot as the asteroid compresses the atmosphere in front of it. Trees ignite spontaneously. Animals flee in panic. And then it happens. The asteroid slams into the Pacific Ocean with unimaginable force. In an instant, billions of tons of seawater are vaporized, and a crater over 200 kilometers wide forms on the ocean floor. The heat generated by the impact exceeds 10,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. At ground zero, everything is obliterated. A fireball erupts, rising high into the atmosphere and visible from space. The shockwave travels outward at supersonic speeds, flattening everything within a 1,000-kilometer radius. Coastal cities from Chile to California are completely destroyed. Buildings, forests, and mountains are reduced to rubble. The ocean, displaced by the impact, sends tsunamis thousands of feet high racing across the globe. These waves reach speeds of up to 800 kilometers per hour, inundating coastal regions as far away as Asia and Australia. Entire nations are swallowed by the sea in a matter of hours. Surviving the impact is only the beginning of the nightmare. The asteroid ejects trillions of tons of debris into the atmosphere, creating a thick layer of dust and soot that blocks sunlight. This plunges the planet into an impact winter, a period of intense darkness and freezing temperatures that could last for years. Global agriculture collapses. Without sunlight, photosynthesis halts, killing crops and triggering mass starvation. Livestock die off, and ocean ecosystems are thrown into chaos as plankton, the base of the marine food chain, disappear. Humanity's food supply is gone. Meanwhile, sulfur dioxide released by the impact combines with water vapor in the atmosphere, creating acid rain. This poisons water sources, erodes soil, and further devastates ecosystems. The planet becomes a toxic frozen wasteland. The question is, could anyone survive such an apocalypse? The answer depends on preparation and sheer luck. Some might find refuge in underground bunkers, but these shelters have their limits. Supplies of food, water, and medicine would run out eventually. And for those who emerge, the outside world would be unrecognizable, a barren, frozen landscape with little hope of recovery. Psychological challenges would also take their toll. Isolation, despair, and conflict could drive even the most prepared survivors to the brink. And without functioning governments or infrastructure, rebuilding civilization would be nearly impossible. And what about escaping Earth? Could we flee to Mars or establish space colonies? Realistically, no. While space exploration has made incredible advances, we're decades away from building self-sustaining colonies. In the face of a planet-killer asteroid, Earth is humanity's only home, and its only hope. Preventing such a catastrophe is possible, but it requires long-term planning and investment. Programs like NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office are working to identify potential threats early. The double asteroid redirection test proved that deflection is feasible, but it's only effective with years of preparation. Other methods, like gravity tractors or nuclear explosions near the asteroid, show promise but remain theoretical. The key is early detection. The sooner we know an asteroid is coming, the better our chances of stopping it. In conclusion, a planet-killer asteroid is one of the most destructive forces in the universe, and yet it's not science fiction. It has happened before and it will happen again. The question is, will humanity be ready? Our survival depends on our ability to work together, invest in planetary defense, and recognize the fragility of life on this pale blue dot. The universe is vast and unpredictable, but with preparation, we can protect our only home. What do you think? Could humanity survive a planet-killer asteroid, or are we destined to share the fate of the dinosaurs? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video thought-provoking, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the mysteries of the universe. Until next time, stay curious and vigilant.